We are finally gonna get some more information about the new Life and Death expansion pack because the second trailer comes out today. And as per usual, we're gonna watch and react to this trailer together. And then we'll watch it again, but kind of go through it frame by frame and look for stuff that we might have missed the first time around. Because they pack a lot of stuff into these kind of short trailers. So if you haven't seen the first trailer yet, I'll link the video that I made about that one down below. The first one was a reveal trailer, and those are usually set to music, and they're kind of like a really fast-paced highlight reel of a ton of stuff coming in the new pack. And then the second trailer is a gameplay trailer, and these are a little bit different. I assume there's gonna be a voiceover of somebody kind of walking us through the major features of the pack, and I'm guessing that it's probably gonna be the Grim Reaper talking because they even teased that at the end of the other trailer. The trailer premieres in about 5 minutes in real life for me, so I'm kind of just sat here watching this page waiting for it to start. This is maybe a good time to note that the store page for Life and Death on the EA app has a bunch of extra info that's not on the blog post and not on the pre-order page on the website, because they post all these big long blogs, but they also have all of this info down here at the bottom of this page, and this has a ton of information. I didn't know this was here when I made my first trailer reaction. Just as an example, listen to this. You can also visit Alice's dead tree to get a quest from the Ghost Mother, adventure in a haunted house, meet Grim in the garden ruins, and encounter the frightening Edith in the village. They did not mention Ghost Mother or Edith anywhere in the other blog posts. I assume that Edith is that scary ghost child from the trailer, and I guess that Alice's dead tree is like that fancy magic tree from the trailer. But it's kind of weird how they didn't explain those things in the other blog posts. And it's not like this was a short blog post. They talked about everything in here, or at least I thought they did. So I'm kind of interested to see if there's any surprises in this trailer that we maybe weren't expecting. Okay, well, it goes on in under a minute. This is the point of these videos where I always start to get a little bit nervous. I don't know why, it's just a Sims trailer, but I'm actually getting a little bit anxious right now, waiting for it to begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay, here we go. It's happening. Okay, deep breath.
Hundreds of thousands of Sims die on any given day. A common
Ghost Scout
misconception
land!
is that I'm the one to blame. No, the truth is that old age, fire, and anger claim more lives than any other forms of death. I'm just the Reaper.
Okay.
Mine is a humble profession.
Oh, is that
Gotta
his
start
office?
with, well, life.
Netherworld
I have
Department
many
of Death.
interns who join me in this dutiful career, helping to carry souls to the other side as they advance to rebirths. And we have a very high percentage rate of hitting our weekly quotas.
Quotas? Okay.
Those who live a life chased by death certainly improve our odds. You all know who you are. But hey, you have to admit these Sims seize every moment.
Oh my god. I love this.
The number of young adults that don't consider what they ultimately want to accomplish with their life is
They can woohoo in the
taking
coffin!
ownership of your life's journey can have many benefits after all. Your wants, traits, aspirations, these
Ghost
contribute
Mother.
to a life. Take it from me, they're not enough. A bucket list, however, is a scientifically proven method of ensuring you find fulfillment. You can always scrap the list, start over, do more. Just start. Better to do today what you could have done tomorrow. You never know when the cold touch of death will find you.
I like that rug. Oh.
Sorry. In fact, I'd seriously consider getting a will drawn up, if I were you. 7 out of 10 souls regret not having one after they've died.
Oh.
Get your affairs in order. It may be your
I
last
hated
chance
you
to
all.
tell those you leave behind how you truly feel about them. Did you know the earliest grave markers are almost as old as me? I am fascinated with the many ways you living
how you
souls
can
have
customize
mobilized your dead. If I had lips, I'd be smiling. Sorry, I've been told
I
I
had
lack
lips?
a certain connection with mortality. I have an affinity for those whose defining trait is the macabre. But there are also skeptics among you. I get it, I'll do better. TLDR, point is, you died. Now what?
Yay.
At the time of death, most souls think it's game over. No, no, no.
Oh.
There's a whole state of life waiting beyond the veil. Hey,
That's so
I get
cool.
it. It's a lot. I'm a lot. This whole thing, it's a lot. You can choose to move on,
Bye.
but there are also resources to help you cope. And even if you finished your bucket list, you may find you have new desires as a ghost. And new powers to help you complete your unfinished business. You can use your powers for good to make life a little easier for others. Or ride the line of neutrality and keep the status quo.
Whoa.
On the other hand, maybe you want to get a little nasty. Oh, no judgments here, literally. I have no morality.
I'm gonna do that all the time.
Ah, wonderful. Dimitri completed his unfinished business. I respect a soul that finishes what they've started. Now Dimitri's ghostly powers won't get burnt out. And should he choose to be reborn, he'll basically, I don't know, be better than he was the first time around.
Okay.
Yeah, rebirth. It's a real hot button issue back at the office. Simply put, it is possible to bring pieces of yourself into your next life. Things like childhood skills and reward traits.
Oh.
You can start fresh at any age. Even change your appearance. Come back as your own great-grandchild. Or join your rich neighbor's household.
Okay.
I'm not able to do it myself, so I can't endorse it. But a whole new aspect of life is available to those who return to the living. So don't fear death.
You never could try for a baby with Grim before. You can't even woohoo with him right now.
By December 12th, to get the
No.
Macabre Mementos digital content.
That was...
Regret it.
Oh, okay. That was really interesting. I like that voice actor. That was so cool. Okay. I feel like I should have been taking notes or something because we have a lot to discuss. That was 5 minutes long. Definitely one of the longer gameplay trailers, and Grim is really funny. The way he's like, yeah, this is how Rebirth works, but I can't endorse it. He mentioned something about a quota. They have a quota of souls to reap. This part where it's like, you think it's game over, but it's not. This
Most
part...
souls think
Wait.
it's game over.
That was funny. Even with like the Sims music playing. And that is so interesting because normally if the last Sim in your household dies, it is game over. Like it's done. It literally sends you to manage worlds because you can't play anymore. But now instead, it's gonna give you a new pop-up when a Sim dies. Let's read this. Aletta has passed away. Begin a new chapter of life by becoming a ghost. Exciting ghostly powers await in the afterlife. Perhaps Aletta has some unfinished business to attend to. You can also choose to relinquish control of Bruce and allow him to stick around as a free-roaming ghost. They messed up the text here. It was Bruce. And allow him to stick around, see a free-roaming ghost. Okay. Rebirth into a new life with faded memories of those you once knew. You will be taken to manage worlds to select a household to rebirth your new Sim into. If you've earned the Burning Soul trait, your soul will be able to manifest pieces of past personality traits along with certain others. If you choose to rebirth as a younger Sim, you will have certain developmental skills immediately unlocked, giving you a head start in your new journey. So that's interesting. It sounds like as long as you've finished your unfinished business, anybody can rebirth. But if you have the Burning Soul trait and you've like completed something more, I don't really know how it works. If you've done more, then you can rebirth with the trait. But if you have the Burning Soul trait, so like some sort of like higher level of rebirth, then you can keep a bunch of traits from when you were younger. They showed off reward traits and also like toddler skills and stuff. And it's so interesting how it just lets you make them again in CAS. So you can make them as any age. Like you could literally be reborn as anyone. You could be reborn as your own kid. You could be reborn as yourself again. You could be reborn as Nancy Landgrab's kid. Like that is so cool. It's literally like a rebirth. You could play a whole legacy challenge with one Sim if you wanted to. You could just keep going and going and going with the same Sim over and over. I am so intrigued by that. I feel like a lot of people don't play with death in The Sims. I'm not one of them. I kill a lot of Sims, but a lot of people like to play on long lifespan and like never have their Sims die. If their Sim gets close to dying, they stop playing. I used to be like that when I was younger. Kind of changed. I sort of like it when they die now. But I get it. Like a lot of people get really attached to their Sim and they don't want them to die because they like that person. So the idea of like being able to keep playing with them is really fascinating. This is kind of an interesting expansion as a whole to sort of a feature that not that many players use. There's like two camps of simmers. There's the camp that avoids death and the camp that kind of like always kills sims. And this pack kind of feels like a marriage of the two, where it like makes death more interesting and it adds something after death for people who are maybe scared of it. But for those of us who love death in The Sims, it like fully expands upon it. We get funerals, we get all this grieving stuff. There's like will writing. They've given ghosts new powers. There's like all of these things going on. It's such a random choice for an expansion pack almost. Like I never would have expected that they would have done this, but now having seen it, I'm like, wait, this is kind of cool. Okay, I'm gonna watch this back again. I'm gonna keep it muted, but I wanna be able to watch it back and then pause and talk about things that we're seeing because I didn't want to talk over Grim too much. They showed that crow death like 3 times in this video. They showed so many sim deaths. I almost feel like we should put a death counter on the screen. So that makes 1. First scene in the whole thing. Oh, is that 2? She died of laughter straight away. 3. Let's go back to that. This is the second time they have shown me this ghost cow plant, and I want to know how it works. I am the cow plant's #1 fan. I am obsessed with cow plants, and the thought of like more cow plant is very enticing. I'm wondering if there's like only one and it's like a special cow plant that exists exclusively in this area, or if there's like a way to get a ghost cow plant, because I want one. I want to have one. It shouldn't just exist and be stuck here. It looks like this is that new crypt. So they mentioned in the blog post that you can store up to 20 graves in the crypt. And then you can also have graves outside, obviously. And I think you can woohoo in the crypt as well, because the blog post talked about that last time too. There is also a whole menu about customizing the headstone. So it seems like there's gonna be a bunch of new types of headstones and urns that you can pick between. And this must be that baleful bog area that they talked about, which is kind of interesting. Oh, that makes 4. There's another one. This is some movie magic, but this is also a good time to look at some of these build items. They keep showing off these fairy lights now in both trailers, which makes me think that there are fairy lights in the pack and it's not just in debug. There's also a swing set over here, which is so funny because this is like the last pack that I would expect to come with a swing set. Like you don't expect playground equipment in the death pack, but swing sets are kind of creepy, like at nighttime in the dark, thinking about like a ghost swing. I get it. I can see it. I don't see anybody dead in this shot, but this guy's dying. That's 4. Okay, so this I think is the Grim Reaper's headquarters. They call it the Netherworld Department of Death, and I think this is the work lot. Because you know how like in Get to Work, there's the hospital and the science lab, and then in Get Famous, we've got like the acting lot that you go to. I think that this is the active career lot for the Grim Reaper career. It looks really good. We got Grim's fancy desk up here. Look at that door with the skull in it. I mean, there's some really, really interesting furniture. I also love the Grim Reaper gallery wall. I mean, seriously. There's fancy filing cabinets. There's also what looks to be like a training test dummy that you can use to practice reaping on. And I'm not really sure what's going on here. Is this like them releasing souls or something? Does that have to do with the quota? And I guess that maybe this is the secret world surrounding the Grim lot. Kind of like the magic realm in Realm of Magic, where there's like a second secret lot. I don't know what this costume is. This is kind of scary. The Reaper outfit with the red. And there's like a scrying thing. Oh, that's 5. Somebody else is dead. Wait, go back. Grim statue. This area is beautiful in the background. I should be looking at their clothes more because there are some really pretty dresses. I love this Sims shorts. This guy's got a really nice sweater and also a lovely mustache, which is kind of fun. I like the raven on it. It's kind of embroidered. Oh, 6. Also, we can see the kitchen set a bit better in here. So we've got new cabinets and new appliances and a new sink. It's got this cool like black and gold color scheme to it. It looks like that's a hole in the floor. We could see that in the roof in the other trailer, but it looks like there's holes in the floor and in the walls. There's kind of like these cool broken windows, fancy candles. So this is one of the new traits, chased by death, which sounds like makes it more likely for you to die. I could not have asked for anything better. That's like my dream trait. Also, look at this little baby in the raven costume. That is so cute. Oh, we're dying again. 6. Here we can see some more of the build stuff. So we've got those fairy lights again. There's some really interesting new wallpapers and windows on this building. And then those like holes in the roof that we talked about. Also, look back here. There's like a ghost train. Do you see that going in the background? Oh, 7. Here's a kind of interesting item. We've got like a fancy tent. I wonder what that is. Like, is it an item they can actually go into or is it decorative? I am obsessed with this fence. That is so fancy. Oh my God. It jump scared me in the first trailer. It did it again. I've lost track. That's another death. Okay, we're in more of like a town square kind of area, town triangle even. And here's them woohooing in the coffin. So currently I'm pretty sure that only vampires can woohoo in coffins and they have to initiate, but now it looks like anybody can. Also, I am obsessed with this Sim's hair and like the shoes in this little scene. And we're seeing more of the soul's journey. So this, I guess, has to do with the bucket list. I'm still not fully sure how these things work and like what goals you have to tick off. It does look like that you have to do all of this when you're alive and then it continues after you're dead. So you can't keep going on to these until after you've died. It's like locked until you're a ghost. So this must be that Alice's dead tree and then the ghost mother that you can get a quest from, because they mentioned that in the teaser. She's creepy. She looks like bony. Do you see how she has like skeleton fingers? And then we have the new ghost historian aspiration. He's taking notes. He's working on it for his aspiration. Look at the skull wallpaper. It's got like skulls and owls in it. Back up, back up, back up. Look at this. Watch this ghost. Oh, too far. Watch the ghost. It moves. That was quick. It was very quick. And there's a new bed. It's got pretty flowers on it. New desk. So with the bucket list, it looks like you can write a goal from a category, and also write the perfect goal. I'm not really sure what that means. I assume that write goal is just random, and then these kind of let you pick it a little bit more. And it seems like you maybe have 4 bucket list goals in your life. And I guess that they're probably related a little bit to like your traits and aspiration. I think they mentioned that in the blog post, but I could be making that up. Hers say peak as an artist, just nap, I guess, quit that job, and find the well of longing and regret. I assume this is the well of longing and regret. But it looks like it worked out for her. In the other trailer, they summoned that scary, terrifying ghost child instead, so that's better. And we've got another dead Sim. They starved this one. That's messed up. Oh, does she have new nail polish on? It's like gold. Still obsessed with the rug. I keep seeing it and thinking like, wow, it's so pretty. It's got the skulls and the ravens. So they had talked in the blog post about like a bunch of different festivals that happen in the town. And there was one about a family day with a lawyer who comes to town. This must be the lawyer in question. And I guess that she's there to help you with like starting a will, asking about funerals. So I assume it's kind of tutorial-y, so it can help teach you, but also you could probably have this Sim make the will for you. And when you make the will, you can leave a personal note and then set the emotion that they have to use when they read it. And you can type whatever you want. Then there's like an actual will reading. And look at this guy in the ghost costume. Oh, look at this fancy bar too. But in the will reading, some people laugh, some people cry. So I guess they have different reactions to it all. This lady's laughing. It's kind of giving Taylor Swift karma. And there's a lot of customization around the graves. So there's these different plots that you can set. There's the crypts that you can set. There's the headstones and the urns that you can set. Also, some have flowers, some have candles. So I assume that there's a level of customization on like what you put on the grave. And see, this is how you can choose what it displays as. So it lets you pick the base game one, but there's also what, 7 extras that you can choose from. So they've made a whole bunch of extra headstones. And I wonder if you're able to do this for occult Sims, because like werewolves, vampires, they all have special graves. So I wonder if you can set theirs differently. And also, can I give like Bella Goth a mermaid grave if I want to? Is that possible? I'm guessing yes if I wanted, because it seems like you could just select it. Everybody here is kind of mourning differently. I don't know if you can see, but this Sim has bowed their head. This one is crying or like sobbing. This one kind of just wiped a single tear. Oh, new earrings. And there's that tarot card poster. That's a cowplant tarot card poster. Oh, does she have like, look, her makeup. It's kind of smeared a little bit. Oh, calm down. Oh my gosh, she cried so much. Now this guy, there's lore here. You probably recognize him from the pack cover, but you might also recognize Nervous Subject from The Sims 2, who's rumored to be the child of Olive Spectre and the Grim Reaper. That is the same guy. They've like brought his hair back and everything. So I think that this is him. It's a reference to that Sim, has the macabre trait. So that's kind of a fun nod to the older Sims games. And they tease that try for baby with Grim Reaper thing at the end of the trailer. So clearly it's a thing. Clearly it's an option. There's also the new skeptic trait. So I assume that has to do with skeptics about ghosts, but I'm curious how that plays in with like werewolves, vampires. Like, can they be skeptics of all of the occult? Because if so, that is cool. I'm hoping for quite a bit of cross-pack compatibility here. Even, oh, that's another death. There's another one. Even with like the bucket list stuff. Like, I think that there should be bucket list options from other packs, right? In build mode, I'm seeing a really nice shelf. There's an hourglass, this beautiful photo. There's a trunk. I like her hair. Sorry you're dead, but I like your hair. We talked about this with them coming back to life and coming back as a ghost. Oh, this is the Raven ghost. You can see she has, is that like a raven floating around in her? Oh, I love this shelf. And the raven shirt. Okay, so if you don't want to play as the ghost anymore, you can have them move on to the Great Beyond. So you've got options. This, I think, is one of those other special events they talked about. I think that there's like an Afterlife Anonymous meeting, and that's what this looks like. They even have coffee and food, which is so funny. It's just a bunch of ghosts all hanging out. Here's an example of unfinished business. So they've got 4 things. They have to ghost woohoo, comfort the living, become a supreme ghost, and sow ghostly chaos. Supreme ghost is wacky, but this is what I have been dreaming of. So we didn't really know for sure, based on the last trailer, if this was gonna come, but I really wanted to have a skill tree for ghosts because all of the other occults, not mermaids or aliens, but the other occults like werewolves and vampires, they have a skill tree like this. So basically you like level up and unlock powers as you play. It seems like you can be evil or good, and there's a bunch of different powers that you can get. I'm seeing a few things like maybe that ghost woohoo. This looks like an ability to clean stuff as a ghost. This one seems like that thing where you can tip them upside down and steal their money. There's like plants here. So I guess there's a lot of different ghost powers that you could unlock. And this is such a cool way to expand upon something because obviously ghosts are base game. Everybody has ghosts. But when we talk about expansion packs, I love to see something that takes an already existing feature, like the last pack was romance. In this case, it's ghosts and death, and it fully expands upon it. It just like adds more to the experience of an already used thing. And I don't really use ghosts very often. I kind of just get rid of them, but this gives you a whole new way to play with the Sims even after they die. And I love that you can be good and evil. Like this just seems so fun to me. I'm not really a big occult person, but I'm a big death person. I just said I don't have ghosts very often, but I literally have like 450 graves in my front yard in my Not So Berry challenge. So I got ghosts in my house all day, every day. I'm like nonstop haunted. This is so interesting. This is like dream come true level stuff for me. I so wish they would go back and do this for mermaids. Like that's my actual dream. I feel like mermaids really kind of suck because they didn't get this, but ghosts have it now. So at least there's that. Here's kind of some footage of them taunting people. This is like shaking the power. This is us repairing stuff. I like that new sink and bathtub. That's kind of a cool color. I can't help but see that and think like Mint Gen of Not So Berry. So here's interesting too. The Sims have different needs as a ghost. Instead of like a bladder need, it says goo waste, ethereal sustenance, otherworldly slumber, ethereal bonding, apparition cleansing. Like what the heck? And there's an ability that you can unlock to transcend your living needs. So you don't need to pee, eat, or shower anymore if you've done that. Ghost Scoutland! Oh, I didn't see that the first time. So it must not be stuck on the lot. And this looks like greenhouse windows, like additional greenhouse windows. There's a new foundation and a new staircase. This guy's being evil. Watch, 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 watch. Favorite part of the whole trailer. He tips him upside down and shakes his pockets out for money. The ability is called Levitator. I'm gonna get rich. Oh, Soul's journey complete. Dimitri has fulfilled his purpose and completed the Soul's journey. Burning soul trait acquired. So if you complete the full thing, then you get the burning soul trait. What are you doing? Are you like possessing that person? I'm gonna need some more info on that. And it sounds like you can go to that creepy lagoon. What was it called? Doesn't matter. You can go in there and you can choose to be reborn. It says, is your soul ready to embrace the next chapter? By choosing to rebirth, you will set forth on a new journey as a new sim, leaving your current life behind with no chance of return. Oh, you'll be taken to manage worlds to select the household where your new life will unfold and will have the opportunity to fully customize your reborn self and create a sim. While funds, relationships, and achievements from this life will be lost, if you have already unlocked the coveted burning soul trait, you'll be able to retain one personality trait with the recall past life self interaction, along with certain others using the peer into soul interaction available on mirrors. Cool, so you can like peer into your own soul on a mirror and like unlock certain things from your past life. If you choose to rebirth as a younger sim, certain developmental skills will be immediately unlocked. Now the threads of fate lie before you. The choice to weave a new destiny can be made when you are ready. Will you choose to rebirth now? Whoa, with the phoenix as the icon. And then it literally takes you to select what household you want to be in. And then you can choose to rebirth into that family. So you can pick your own family or any family. And then you completely make a new sim. You can be a baby, you can be adult. That is so interesting. I just never saw this coming to The Sims 4. Like, it's such a, oh, I didn't see that. Wait. They showed in the last trailer, if you get reborn as a baby, it like floats you kindly into the lot. As an adult, it just spit him out. He just face planted onto the ground. Is that the rebirth animation? That's amazing. Yeah, look, here's the baby being like gently settled to the ground. And then the other guy just like splat. I want to see it again. Watch. It's so funny. Getting reborn as a land grab is a legendary concept. You're gonna be rich. That's the right idea. Okay, this is exciting because oh, another sim died back there. You used to be able to woohoo with the Grim Reaper. Then you weren't anymore. They took it away. And now they're making it so you can try for a baby with the Grim Reaper. So it must be back. I think that sim is Olive Spectre. And then that is Nervous Subject in the background, the Grim Reaper's son. So she's also a returning sim. I love her nail polish. And she's got a pretty ring. And then the trailer's over. They're trying to sell it to us for the early purchase content. But I am really impressed by this. There's a lot they still haven't shown. We didn't talk about the new other career because we have the Grim Reaper career, but we also have that Undertaker career. They didn't show that yet. They didn't talk about tarot cards at all in this trailer, and they had mentioned in the blog post that it's a collection, so I'm not really sure how that works or like how many there are because they didn't show them. And honestly, like a lot of stuff that they showed off in this list they didn't really talk about in the trailer either, so there's still a lot of unknowns here for us. The pack obviously comes out in about 2 weeks, so we'll find out soon. And obviously I will make a ton of videos for you on this pack. I usually get a little bit of early access, so I will have a video up for you pre-release with a full review of the pack. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. I'm also hopefully gonna be able to stream early access. Not yet, but like, you know, soon-ish, closer to pack release. So I'll link my Twitch channel down below too. I wanna make sure that you all have all of the information about it before you choose to spend like $40 buying another Sims pack. So I will show you everything as soon as I can. I think I've probably yapped long enough, so I will stop talking about it now and I'll end this video right here. Thank you for watching. Have the best rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. Also, my cat has been here the entire time. She looks so beautiful, just perched on her little tree. You can only see half of her, but she was loving the trailer. She's very excited for the pack.